Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The US state of California is reeling from its third mass shooting in 8 days after a man shot dead 7 former co-workers south of San Francisco.
Come here, hands up!
Suspect Jiao Chun-li, a 67-year-old man, was arrested after driving to a police station. Eyewitness footage showed police with handguns raised speaking to the suspect, then pinning him onto the ground and detaining him. The attacks took place in the coastal city of Half Moon Bay. The victims were all Chinese-American farm workers. It comes as the state mourns the death of 11 people at Monterey Park, about 6 hours southeast of Half Moon Bay, during Lunar New Year celebrations. Poland has officially asked Germany for permission to export a host of Leopard 2 battle tanks to Ukraine, in a move which raises pressure on Berlin to make a decision on the issue. The German government says it received the request to export 14 German-made tanks on Tuesday, but it has insisted the final decision lies with Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Ukraine sees the tanks as vital for breaking through Russian lines and to beat an anticipated counteroffensive. The judge leading the investigation into the devastating port explosion in Beirut in 2020 has reportedly charged more key figures as part of his probe. Judicial sources say Tarek Bitar has unexpectedly charged Lebanon's top public prosecutor, the then premier, and other senior current and former officials in connection with the devastating explosion. More than 200 people were killed when ammonium nitrate that was being stored unsafely at a port warehouse ignited. The blast it created was one of the worst non-nuclear explosions in recent history. There is no official confirmation of the identities of those who have been charged or detail of what indictments they may face. Jacinda Ardern has taken part in her last political engagement as New Zealand's Prime Minister and said she was ready to be a backbench MP, a sister and a mother.
Oh, this feels like a really special day to me.
Days after announcing that she would step down, the 42-year-old arrived at an annual gathering of politicians and Maori elders north of the capital of Wellington and spoke of the kindness and empathy shown to her. Although she became a target for hate and online abuse by right-wing extremists, she said she was leaving the job with love in her heart. Ardern will resign on Wednesday and be replaced by the new Labour Party leader, Chris Hipkins. Taliban officials say at least 124 people have died in freezing temperatures in Afghanistan in the past fortnight. A government spokesman said about 70,000 livestock had also perished in what is the coldest winter in a decade. Many aid agencies suspended operations in recent weeks after the Taliban banned Afghan women from working for non-governmental organizations. Temperatures should increase in the coming days, but there are still fears of a rising death toll of both Afghans and their livestock. Fresh fighting has erupted in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo despite an agreement between the government and rebel groups to end hostilities. The fighting between the army and M23 rebels on Tuesday is said to have caused many people to flee their homes. The military has not commented on the latest fighting, but a spokesman for the rebels accused government forces of attacking their positions as they prepared to further withdraw, as outlined in an agreement reached in Andorra's capital, Luanda. And the official match ball of the FIFA Women's World Cup has been launched in spectacular fashion, travelling over the iconic Sydney skyline. A huge model of the ball was carried by helicopter before being lowered at Marks Park, overlooking Bondi Beach. The ball is a celebration of the cultures of both host countries and features designs by Aboriginalist artist Cherney Sutton and Maori artist Fiona Collis. Its name reflects the coming together of Australia and New Zealand as host nations of the tournament. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.